No kings.
I don't feel like a king. I have to go through hell to get stuff approved. A king would say, I'm not going to get this. A king would have never had the California mandate to even be talking to him. I'm the king. I have sold more Boeings than any human being on earth. They gave me an award.
In the aftermath of the dramatic U.S. military operation in Venezuela, Trump publicly boasted about America's power like never before. No one could have done the operation. No one has weapons like ours, he said, before adding with a flourish, I am the king.
Nobody could have done that. Nobody has our weapons. Nobody has the quality of our weapons. The problem is we don't produce them fast enough. We're going to start producing them much faster. We're going to be very tough on the companies. We have the best weapons in the world, but it takes too long to get them, including allies. When allies want to buy them, they have to wait 4 years for a plane, 5 years for a helicopter. We're not letting that happen anymore. We're telling our defense contractors, you're going to start building faster. You know, guy makes... I have a big problem with it. I'm the king. I have sold more Boeings than any human being on earth. They gave me an award, Salesman of the Year. I said, what about Salesman of the in the history of Boeing? I've sold more Boeing planes than any man in history by far, probably over 1,000. Over 1,000 planes. I said, that's the good news. But why should they wait 3-4 years to get a plane? They should build them, get them immediately. The F-35s, it takes too long to get them. The Apache helicopter. I mean, I had India coming to me, sir, I've been waiting 5 years. We're changing it. We're changing it.
That line echoing both confidence in U.S. might and an almost regal self-image wasn't entirely out of character. Earlier in 2025, Trump even joked about being a monarch-like figure in a different context, at times using playful royal imagery on social media and in press remarks. He also once quipped about wanting to be Pope before sharing an AI-generated image of himself in papal robes, a joke that raised eyebrows even among his allies and critics alike. Trump's remarks have repeatedly drawn widespread attention online, where they are frequently shared, parodied, and debated. Social media users and commentators have often highlighted these statements as examples of his unconventional rhetoric, with memes and satirical posts circulating widely after such comments. But many of those remarks helped fuel a unique nationwide movement, the No Kings protests. On June 14, 2025, dubbed No Kings Day, demonstrations sprang up in all 50 states to reject what organizers described as a drift toward authoritarianism. Protesters carried signs evoking the U.S. founding principle that we, the people, not a monarch, hold power.
What do we want? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice!
We'll never be divided! The people, united, will never be divided!
Trump responded to these marches with mixed messages. At times, he brushed them off as ineffective or mischaracterized by critics, insisting, I'm not a king, I work my A's off to make our country great.
No kings protests planned across the country on Saturday as well. What are your thoughts on those?
What do they go? No kings?
No kings.
I don't feel like a king. I have to go through hell to get stuff approved. A king would say, I'm not going to get this. A king would have never had the California mandate to even be talking to him. He wouldn't have to call up Mike Johnson and Thune and say, fellas, you got to pull this off, and after years we get it done. No, we're not a king. We're not a king at all.
Trump has repeatedly positioned himself as a peacemaker on the world stage, even suggesting he might be deserving of a Nobel Peace Prize for halting foreign conflicts. But real-world events have complicated that narrative.
It just seems to me that, look, it's only a field. That's all I've done in my whole life. I've made deals. I know about deals. I do it well. I don't think any president's ever ended a war, frankly. One war, I did 8 of them, Maria, right? And but I don't know, did Bush ever end? Do you think Biden ended a war? Biden started wars because he was stupid. But do you think Biden ended any wars? No. I don't know of anybody that ended wars. I ended 8 of them. Now it's going to be 9. I think we're going to have this one done hopefully soon. But I'll be meeting him probably over the next 2 weeks. First, Marco is going to be meeting. And the vice president, as you know, is very much involved. The whole team is involved. Steve Witkoff will be involved.
In Venezuela, the U.S. military intervention that led to the capture of Nicolas Maduro and his wife was cast by Washington as a narco-trafficking and security operation, not a war. Yet critics pointed to its scale and geopolitical impact as evidence of a more assertive foreign policy, one that sits uneasily with slogans about peace. Meanwhile, conflicts in other regions, from Africa to the Middle East and Southeast Asia, have shown that even presidential claims about ending wars can run up against enduring instability.
As everyone knows, the oil business in Venezuela has been a bust, a total bust, for a long period of time. They were pumping almost nothing by comparison to what they could have been pumping and what could have taken place. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country. And we are ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so. So we were prepared to do a second wave if we needed to do so. We actually assumed that a second wave would be necessary, but now it's probably not. The first wave, if you'd like to call it that, the first attack was so successful, we probably don't have to do a second, but we're prepared to do a second wave, a much bigger wave, actually. This was pinpoint, but we have a much bigger wave that probably won't have to do. This partnership of Venezuela with the United States of America, a country that everybody wants to be involved with because of what we were able to do and accomplish, will make the people of Venezuela rich, independent, and safe. And it will also make the many, many people from Venezuela that are living in the United States extremely happy. They suffered. They suffered. So much was taken from them. They're not going to suffer anymore. The illegitimate dictator Maduro was the kingpin of a vast criminal network responsible for trafficking colossal amounts of deadly and illicit drugs into the United States. As alleged in the indictment, he personally oversaw the vicious cartel known as Cartel de las Solas, which flooded our nation with lethal poison, responsible for the deaths of countless Americans, the many, many Americans. Hundreds of thousands over the years of Americans died because of him. Maduro and his wife will soon face the full might of American justice and stand trial on American soil. Right now, they're on a ship. They'll be heading to, ultimately, New York, and then a decision will be made, I assume, between New York and Miami or Florida. But we have people where the overwhelming evidence of their crimes will be presented in a court of law. And I've seen it. I've seen what we have. It's both horrible and breathtaking that something like this could have been allowed to take place.